Hey YouTube, hope you guys are doing great. Today is January 16th, 2013. I get used to saying that. Anyways, so for some of you that are my followers, you're going to think this is kooky, but on another channel of mine, Michigan PRA on YouTube, I also have posted house blessing videos, as well as a couple earlier times here on the S.E. Harris 11 channel. Anyways, some of you may know that I also work as a demonologist, reverend paranormal investigator, all this other exciting stuff. I've had over 13 years of research now, ever since I was very little. And I've been dealing with house blessings probably since my senior year in high school. So very, very long time. I've studied numerous different religions and cultures. Sorry, I was eating earlier, now I'm drooling. And so I want to teach you guys today how to do a house blessing. I've basically studied all these other cultures and religions, kind of boiled down the most potent method, in my opinion. And yes, prayer is a very powerful thing, and I don't want to get in a religious debate with people, but this is what I use as a kind of non-denominational thing. I respect all different religions and cultures and views, and this is just what I have used, what works for me, and I've also taught many, many, many people how to do this as well, and it works for them, you know, via the internet if I can't actually make it to their house. But I performed over 70 some odd house blessings now, and some of which were demonic or inhuman in very severe in nature. So anyway, so the things that you're going to need, your supply list, are a white sage smudge stick. And you're going to need salt. Some people prefer to use, kosher salt, or sea salt. Salt is salt in my opinion, and it works, regardless. So white sage, salt. You're going to need some olive oil. And then you're also going to want to do this if you're dealing with a severe negative entity, but some holy water. And then I'm also going to provide you in the description below here the warfare prayer that I use that's non-denominational, but really kind of breaks any strongholds that these entities or energies and spirits may be holding against you and as reason to stay attached to your home. So the first thing you do, open up some windows and doors. I know if it's in the wintertime, it's cold, but you're going to need to crack open some windows and doors. And you're going to burn the white sage. Make sure you burn the white sage in every single nook and cranny of the house. I can't even stress this enough. Like closets, bathrooms, the attic, the basement, the garage, the front porch, like everywhere. And make sure it's thick smoke. This is why I burn a smudge stick in an abalone shell bowl with a charcoal disc used in hookahs, because it gives a good consistent burn and it makes a nice thick smoke. And as you're going through the house, I want you guys to say a prayer, whatever you're comfortable with. And I do ask that my clients and people that I help do believe in a higher power. You can do a house blessing for yourself just to get rid of, negative energy from, like, say, an illness or fighting or whatever, but I cannot guarantee the same results if you're dealing with a severe negative haunting and you don't believe in a higher power. But anyway, something along the lines of God, Great Spirit, Creator, Allah, whatever you want to say. I asked you to remove any negative evil spirits and energies from this house, only white light, positive, good, happy, loving things, may be here. In the name of God, I command you to leave bad stuff, blah, blah, blah. Impromptu. Like, literally anyone can do this. And a lot of the times, the people that contact me, I have not received any help from churches and stuff like that. And they're kind of like their last resort. They're like, what do we do? Their animals are being harmed. People have even been sexually assaulted and raped by these entities, as crazy as that sounds. But I've seen that and I've experienced that. And I firmly believe in this stuff after doing a lot of research. So anyway, so you're going to go through the house with the white sage, every room, make your rounds. And I want you to work with your family as a team or any other roommate. Whoever lives in the house needs to be present. And I'm talking about children as well. I know a lot of parents get scared, like, oh, I want to protect and hide my child. Your child's actually more powerful than you are in terms of being protected and invoking God, Great Spirit, and protecting the house. You want to empower your child and include them. And they are so strong, and they join into my house blessings all the time, and it's actually kind of fun and therapeutic, and it's not a big scary thing. The second whole thing, make sure you are very calm and just have faith. I know it's scary, but don't feed into these energies and entities with your negative energy. They feed off of that. That's food. So let's not feed them, So after you do your white sage, you're going to go throughout the house with your salt, and you're going to sprinkle it every single corner of every single room, every nook and cranny, literally, entire house. Then at the doorways, I want you to draw a line of salt as a barrier, and this keeps evil things out. Once you've cleared them out with the white sage, you can always burn sweet grass after this because that promotes positive energy, but you know, whatever you feel like doing, excuse me. So after your sea salt or any kind of salt, you're gonna also take your olive oil, and I dab it on my finger with the bottle, you know, and then above each doorway, I anoint in the sign of the cross or whatever you're comfortable with. And meanwhile, you're saying prayers and like mantras this entire time throughout the whole blessing. Make sure everyone's doing it. Make sure everybody wants this entity to leave. Otherwise, it may not work. So just really focus your efforts on it. Once you're done with that, if you have your holy water, and you can get that from any Catholic church, you can order it online or whatever you feel like doing. Don't be afraid to go into the church and just, you know, take some water. I mean, that is yours to take. And it is there for a reason, so please use it. If you, you know, just get like a little bottle or whatever and scoop it up there. But anyways, you're basically going to splash. I splash on the side of the cross, whatever you feel like doing. But meanwhile, just, you know, invoke the spirit of the Creator and God and just cast out anything nasty and sprinkle that in every single room and whatever. So then once you're done with that, I want everybody to sit down as a family, and I want to make sure that you guys go through this warfare prayer if you're dealing with a very severe haunting, obviously. And basically how I normally do it is I'll have like a repeat after me type method for this. So like the head of the household or whoever's there will repeat a couple sentences, and then everyone else present will repeat after them. Or if you want to print off a bunch of copies and I'll read it at the same time, that's awesome too. And then once you're done with that, you should feel a huge difference. You should feel that it's gone. And then you can close your windows and be done with it. Sometimes people who aren't experienced or are doubtful or are worried or don't believe in a higher power, like you might have to do this a couple of times, but usually the one time is great and it works. Make sure that everyone is in on it and on the same page, and you guys want to get rid of it. If you have any problems with alcoholism, substance abuse, sexual violence, domestic violence, depression, anxiety, chronic illness, pornography addictions, anything that really binds you and keeps you down is going to be a really good reason for these entities to stay attached to you. So don't do that. So get rid of that. If there's someone in your family that's struggling with these problems, they really have to identify that and get rid of these problems before you're ever going to see an improvement. But I still strongly urge you to do a house blessing and have them participate in it and have them lead the house blessing. But anyway, so that's as short and condensed as I can make it for you guys. You can always email me and ask questions, but other than that, I list a lot of instructions on my website. It's michiganpra.com, and if you go into the forums, I believe, and go under viewer questions or members questions, just look up smudging ceremony or house blessing ceremony, and there's a lot more detailed instructions on there. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing great. Thanks and take care. Bye-bye.